Hello, I'm Kim Sauer for Winnie TV at SMTconnect in Nuremberg. I'm joined by Robert Huber from Siemens. Robert, great to see you here. Now,
thanks for having me.
Pleasure. There's a lot of things we see at shows and customer feedback you receive. What sort of things are customers asking you? What are the trends they're really looking out for at the moment?
One of the big trends that we see is the smaller lot sizes, or what we call the lot size one. And it doesn't always mean that customers will build only one, but it could be 5 or 10 or whatever. It's just getting very small. And that has a lot of implications that come with it, which most people think of changeovers. Of course, that's part of it, but that's the least challenging. Mm-hmm. When we talk about lot size one, doesn't mean that they produce less. It's the variation of products. It's so massive variance. You cannot build prototypes anymore for each variant. It would be too costly and too slow. So how do you make sure that the first version that you build, so it's only one time you build it, it's going to work? Mm-hmm. So you need, for instance, for this one, the whole virtual product. You simulate the electronics and the mechanics, and you have to have the validation pieces, whether it's thermal flow, whether it's vibration, whether it's DFM, whether it's signals, and so many variations. You have to simulate all this, because any change that you make to either the electronic board or the case, it may have an influence. So you start here before you actually even go to manufacturing. The next piece that comes as a challenge is the whole planning. Mm-hmm. Because when you do 1,000 pieces, okay, you have a sequential process, it's balanced, it works out. When each product is different, the bottleneck moves. Sometimes you need a lot of people in manual assembly, sometimes none. Sometimes you need X-ray, sometimes none. How do you manage this variation without a planning tool? Mm-hmm. So it's very, very important to have this planning tool. Mm-hmm. When you talk about preparing all the programs, how do you efficiently take all the changes and make sure those are the latest? So you need integrated systems with PLM where you manage the revisions and so on. And then you go on the shop floor. In all the material that you have a factory here nearby with 100,000 different components. Mm-hmm. How do you minimize that and still have always availability for all the lot sizes? And when we come to data analytics, in the past you did product-based analytics. You looked into 1,000 lot, what were the defects, and tried to make changes. When you have one product built, how much data do you have? So product-based analytics doesn't work anymore. Mm-hmm. You need process-based analytics. Mm-hmm. And the amazing part for me is now being part of Siemens after the acquisition of Mentors. We have all the pieces, and they really have been integrated now and they work together. So we're starting from ECAD, MCAD, the PLM system, the validation systems, the process preparation system, MES, analytics is all there, all from one provider that brings everything together. Mm-hmm.
And I was going to say, in theory, all of that sounds great, but you also have the practical proof that it works. And actually a factory very nearby where you're bringing customers to see firsthand how that will work in practice.
Absolutely. So actually during this show, since we have a factory nearby, we actually bring customers there for a factory tour. And yesterday we had the first tour. The interest of this is extremely high. I was so impressed. We ran out of space actually. And the feedback what I get from customers really it was really amazing, because in the past we saw your slides and yes, nice story, but now we saw it actually exists. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And people were so impressed. So mm-hmm. it's amazing. They see the potential, how they can actually change now. Mm-hmm. They know now what it means, Industry 4.0, how to execute it, because part of the problems they always had with Industry 4.0, I want to be part of it, so what do I need to do? Yeah. Right? And now they have a story. Yeah. It's really amazing.
Yeah, and like you say, it's proof of the success story of the two companies, Siemens, Mentor, merging together and being able to present that sort of solution to the customer.
Absolutely. And the potentials that we further have now. We continue to acquire a company. One of the latest is now Mendix, for instance, where you can have those apps developed in a very low-code environment, so no coding required really from a developer, to create the workflows for users to take advantage of all the data that's available. There's just a massive amount of potential that's coming now.
Great. Well, Robert, thank you very much for explaining the theory, but also having the practical side backed up as well. So thank you very much for your time.
Thanks for that. Thanks a lot.